What's quack-a-lacking, guys? I'm a Duck Quack here, and welcome back to another Marquee Matchups investment video on the channel. So next week we have no domestic games from the big leagues anyway, so it's all going to be the international qualifying games for the FIFA World Cup. So that's where we're going to turn our attention to, and the very first game we're going to look at sees us go to Cyprus against Greece. Now, two teams, neighbouring countries, big history between the two. And if we're looking to invest in this match, firstly, Cyprus haven't got any gold players. So we want to be picking up, ideally, silver players if we can for discard, just because they do discard for a little bit more than the bronze players. And it doesn't want to let me bid for some reason. But just going all the way through all the 150 coin, 100 coin silvers that you can get is probably the safest option. As for the Greece players, if we choose to go down that route for investments, then obviously there are quite a few gold players available. And again, we can pick these up for discard if we are patient enough while we're looking through them. We have plenty of options, as you can see here. Oops. The second game we're going to look at, we go over to Ukraine against Croatia. Now, this is another big game at the moment. It's all coming down to qualification at the moment. There's 2 games left in each of the groups, and a lot of them are dependent on the results of the final 2 games. So this one's very important. Again, same situation. You can pick them all up for discard. It's the same exact thing with the Ukraine players as well. If you feel like that one's going to be included, just get on it nice and quickly, pick them up for discard, and discard them if we're wrong. There's literally no risk. The third game we're going to is one again from neighbouring countries. Well, basically neighbouring countries. We have got, if I can find them, it's Wales against the Republic of Ireland. Now, there's gold players available, but there aren't a ton of them. So if you do want to get in on this investment, and you do think the golds are going to be the way to go, just make sure you get in fairly early. Just come through with a filter on here and just bid on everything you can for 300, 350 coins. Then when you come to discard it, you're not going to be losing any money. Pretty much the same with the Northern Ireland players as well. There are golds available, but there isn't an infinite supply, if you like. Oh, sorry, not Northern Ireland. What am I about? Republic of Ireland. Yeah, there's golds available, but it isn't infinite. So just come on here, bid on all the ones for discard value, and then we're just completely reducing any kind of risk that we don't need to be under with these investments. On to the next game, and it sees a fairly big one once again. We have got Netherlands against Sweden. Now, when it comes to actual investments, we're not going to be spoiled for choice here because there's just so many gold players. I swear my A button isn't working. I just bought this controller as well. There's 350 coin investments for both teams, and there are tons of them. So we're not going to be in any kind of a hurry to pick these players up, but just make sure you do buy them for discard. Unless you think we're going to need rare gold players, and then pick up the rare gold players for discard as well. That Ibra, I swear that's really cheap. Is that how much Ibra's going for at the moment? Cool. Yeah, don't pick up Ibra for it because that would be a hell of a waste of money. But you've got plenty of choices with that game. After that one, we move on to yet another game, which is, again, all for qualification right now. It's Portugal against top of the league, or top of the table, Switzerland. And just like last time, we have got plenty of Portuguese options available. We have got, I'm pretty sure we've got quite a lot of Switzerland options available as well. Let's just double check that though before. Yeah, there's plenty of Switzerland options available. Not quite as many non-rare golds. There seem to be quite a few more rare golds, but it's not going to be an issue as long as we're picking anything up for discard. Picking rare golds up for discard is just as good as picking non-rare golds up for discard, except for you cover yourself in case you need the rare players. On to the final game then, and the final one is going to see us move over to the South American portion of this, and it's Brazil against Chile. Now, providing Chile actually beat Ecuador on Friday, they still have an outside chance of qualifying. If they come up against Brazil and they need the win, it's going to be an absolutely huge game. So just make sure that if this is when you believe again, discard value. I just can't stress it enough. Discard value with all your investments. If we are going to invest, we also need to consider some different factors as well. We need to make sure that we could get it wrong. And then in that case, we're probably going to be discarding the players and making that small loss, so the EA tax loss. That's not a huge problem. We're going to get some wrong eventually. But if you are spreading your bets and you are investing in 2, maybe 3 different matches, it's more and more unlikely that you're going to get them all wrong. So you should guarantee some kind of profit somewhere along the lines. It's also important that we consider the formation that they can use. So if we go crazy and pick up loads of left mids, left backs, right backs, and then they use a 3 at the back and then 6 down the middle formation or something ridiculous like that, we could be left out to dry, basically, because our players are useless. They can't get the chemistry. So picking up the likes of centre-backs, centre midfielders, and strikers, that's usually the safest option. Usually the centre-backs and centre-mids are the best ones to go for. We've got to think about how many cards from each game they might require. Could they just have one position locked already with the nationality that we don't need anymore? Or could it be like the French one where we require 4 players from the game? That's a huge thing to how well our investments are going to do. And I'd base it around how many cards are currently available on the market for each nation as well. We've got to consider, is it going to be rare gold cards? Is it going to be normal gold cards? What team rating are they going to ask for? And what team chemistry? So all of these factors need to come into play when we're picking up our investments. Just make sure you consider them all and that you believe in the investment before you pick any of these players up. Anyway, guys, just a short Marquee Matchups video here. So if you are enjoying the content and everything, make sure you drop a like, comment down below, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, which is in the description. And again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.